action.
Yes, and I don't think I saw her much last week for the ASU series, but on the ice, that is. But off the ice, she was a big presence and motivating the team to, beat a team like Arizona State. And it's great to see her back out on the ice. And, the team under her direction is definitely a very good thing.
And Pliers goes for a wraparound that Reese smothers. 3:43 left in the period. Utah leads 2-1, and CSU's really picked up the shots on goal. Since I said that they were getting outshot, they heard me.
Seems like they do that often. But
Hansen's going to take the face-off in the CSU zone and wins the face-off. Stevenson centering past a player who goes down, but no call, and gets picked up. That looks like that's number 3. That's picked up by Gertan. She tries to send it up. It gets deflected, and so it's going to get picked up again by Easterday, who tries to start something, but her pass is a little bit too far ahead of Taylor, so it ends up in the CSU zone. Fighting for it in the corner is Watler. She carries it behind the net, tries to send it up, intercepted, and then picked up again by CSU. That's DeMatisse. She sends a nice little drop pass to Easterday, who carries it across the blue line, and CSU is working the puck in the Utah zone. DeMatisse tries for a centering pass. It gets deflected by Caps. Caps picks it up, tries to send it up, but hits the skates of Michael. She didn't realize the pass was coming up, hit her in the skates instead. So instead, Pimentel picks it up to Crookshank. Nice little move by Crookshank through the neutral zone, up to Stevenson. Stevenson is a defenseman who can shoot. She's got some skills. Oh, she goes down. I'm sorry, that's Brooke Burns, my mistake. Sorry, folks, sometimes the 16 and the 10 look the same because the hair gets in the way. You girls know what I mean. I have long hair, too. All right, CSU recovers. Harcross sends it up to Meltz, and Meltz tries to carry it across the line, but it gets deflected and sent out of the zone. Brooke Burns chasing after it, going after Harcrow. Meltz tries to start something. Puck ends up kind of loose in the neutral zone. Fighting for it with Meltz is Torrey. Torrey, Meltz, Elkin, all in there fighting for the puck, and finally CSU ends up with it, and Melkin goes for a long shot from outside of the zone. I don't know if that she was trying to center it or if she's actually shooting on goal, but it was a long one. And Utah tries to recover. They do clear the zone, but here comes number 3. That's Gertan. She carries it across the blue line. Wrist shot. Griswold has it all the way. She squeezes it. There's going to be a face-off to her left. 1:45 left in the period. Utah leads CSU 2-1. It's been a very fast-paced game as well.
For sure, yeah. I mean, both teams, like we said, they're playing like as if there may not be another tomorrow. So, the final push down the stretch is really evident here this late afternoon, I guess you can say.
All right, Hansen carries it in the corner. She's looking for somebody to cycle it to. She turns around the corner again. She's being defended by a couple of CSU defenders, and then looks like Taylor picks it up. She's trying to clear the zone. Plyer comes in to help. She finally knocks it loose. Nice little centering pass to Hansen, who tries to center it, but goes all the way through. Hendry picks it up. She skates it behind the net. Oh, I take it back. She drops it to her teammate. Who is that? Olivia Howell, who sends it along the boards. And going for the puck, it gets deflected up and over the glass. So we're going to have a face-off. So what little I've seen of, my initial view of Isabel Hendry, she's very strong. I mean, not only a good skater, but she looks like she has a lot of upper body strength because she was fending off that defender and skating it around the net by herself.
Right, and when she was playing a team of girls who were bigger, stronger, and faster than her, she looked like she actually fit in very well against ASU last week on our first real glimpse of Hendry. And as you can see tonight, she imposes her will on players out on the ice. I mean,
we have I think we're blessed with some very highly skilled defenders who can not only defend, but they can actually be part of the offense when that opportunity arises.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of offensive defenders on this team, which is what you need, especially in a playoff stretch. And like they say, defense wins games, but when you have a defender that can shoot on a team that I shouldn't say needs depth, but it just adds to the depth of the team.
Right.
If you can be a defender that can shoot that puck.
Right. Reminds me of Dylan Dix on the men's D1, where he's a solid defender who can also shoot. You don't want to leave him alone in front of the net.
You don't. He's got a mean slap shot as as well.
Oh, going for the puck. Oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch of people, and finally Utah comes up with it. I can breathe now. And the period ends, and the two teams will go to the locker room. Utah leading CSU 2-1. Nice first period.
Very nice first period. It's great to see the team back in action after a great weekend last weekend and kind of picking up where they left off a little bit. And also just wanted to throw a quick shout out. It's great to see Valerie Stevenson back as well. She took one of the nastiest hits I've ever seen in hockey last weekend, and I didn't think we'd see her for the rest of the year, but she's back out there because that's what hockey players do. They come back if the medical trainer says that it's okay and they clear all protocols. Like, I don't care if I'm in pain, I'll play anyway because I like playing hockey a lot. So great to see her back on the ice. Same with Brooke Burns after her injury a couple weeks ago. It's just all around, just a great, happy day to be here at the rink for the Utes. Great first period, and should be a great rest of the game.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, it's do or die weekend for the Utes. We'll be back for period 2 in just a bit. Easterday for the puck. Hendricks with a big wrister from outside the blue line goes way up high, bounces off the glass, ends up behind the net. CSU recovers, sends it along the boards. Meeker Gordon fighting for it in the corner. She sends it up to Jakes. Jakes sends it back to Easterday. Easterday carries it across into the neutral zone along the right side. Oh, and then she loses an edge. But Jakes is there to pick it up. Hansen clears the puck out of their own zone, sends it into the zone. Utah picks it up. McCain sends it in deep, goes for a change. CSU picks it up. And CSU sends it into the Utah zone. Henry having a little trouble with it, but she finally managed to get it out, but then she loses it. And Easterday with a nice slapper from the point is deflected by Griswold. Fighting for the puck in the neutral zone. It's just kind of bouncing around, and here comes Hansen. She carries across the blue line on the right wing. Skates it around behind the net. Oh, sorry, skates across the slot, but she loses the handle on the puck. Nice defense there by CSU to shut down that shooting lane. Stevenson picks it up across to Howell, out to Hansen, who taps it in and then goes for a change. CSU's trying to clear the puck out of the zone. Oh, and it finally kind of dribbles out. Michael was there to try and stop it, but couldn't quite keep it in, and now the puck ends up going back in. CSU starts something. Here comes Harcrow. She carries across the blue line. She's skating for the goal. She tries to go for it between the legs, but it doesn't work. She retrieves her own little rebound there. Utah picks it up. Cap sends it up to Cruikshank. Cruikshank skates it across the slot from the mid-slot and through the pads of Reese, and it is now 3-1 Utah with 14:23 in the second period. Nice move by Cruikshank. Those are the moves we know Grace can do.
And she's already adding to that point total.
She must have heard you at halftime.
She must have. I mean, another goal for her tonight, and you know, just a really skilled player. Like I was just talking about after she scored that first goal, and she's the type of player that's gonna get out there and win you games.
Absolutely. She has confidence, she has the skills, she doesn't lose her cool, and it's nice to see her now getting the support she's lacked in the previous season, which is she hasn't had teammates who could keep up with her.
Right. I mean, every team, you could be the worst team in the league, the best team in the league, but every team has that player, and she was that player for the Utes in the first season, and like you said, Anita, like it's very encouraging to see that she has that help now, and I mean, it just adds to, a player is only as good as her teammates, and, when she's got skill around her, she's able to grow that much more and
everybody
score.
Gets better.
Right, and everyone gets better around her. I mean, really, it's just a positive experience all around. Her game grows, the rest of the team's game grows, and, the skill rubs off on everyone. It's just contagious.
Absolutely. All right, Taylor's got a little breakaway. She crossed across the blue line from the middle slot. Her wrist shot goes wide. Utah recovers. Stevenson tries to dump it back in. Oh, loses the handle on it, and it finally leaves the zone, so Utah's going to have to come. Oh, no, Utah keeps it in. Oh, I'm sorry, they're in their own zone. Now I'm getting all confused because we're going the wrong way. All right, never mind. Sorry about that, folks. Tori carries it in behind the net. She's having some trouble back there. She's getting defended hard, back-checked. Bai sends it back, tries to send it back in, but she loses it, and here comes CSU, and that's Harcrow. Harcrow goes for a quick wrister, deflected by Griswold. Swanson, Harcrow of CSU fighting for it along with Bai and looks like Pimentel. I'm sorry, that was Tori and Pimentel. Mel's goes for a little wrister and kind of loses the handle on it, goes off the heel of her stick. CSU keeps it in the Utah zone. This is dangerous. That's number 29, Easterday with plenty of time. She goes for a wrist shot. A lot of traffic in front, and Griswold decides to pounce on it. We'll have a face-off to her left in the Utah zone. 12:29 in second period. Utah leads CSU 3-1. And it looks like Hallie Hansen is going to be facing off against Michelle Harcrow in the circle. CSU controls the draw. Easterday sends it in. Harcrow's there for the deflection, but Griswold decides she's just going to jump on that puck. And we're just going to do the same Same times in an arc row. And the puck's still kind of bouncing around. Still bouncing around, and Hansen comes up with it. She sends it across to Howell. Howell's trying to start that breakaway through the neutral zone, but it ends up getting retrieved by CSU, and they send it back. Stevenson gets hauled down, but no, I'm sorry, Howell gets hauled down, but no call.
Hansen had the right idea there for that
Right.
But the right idea there, and if that makes its way through, that's a very possible Utah goal right there.
All right, Swanson with a wrister goes off Hansen's shin pads, shin guards. CSU maintains the puck in their zone, in the Utah zone, I'm sorry. Ends up behind the net. McCain picks it up, sends it up to Howell. Howell, a nice little centering pass to Hansen, almost gets picked off. Oh, and that one does get picked off. Plyer goes after DeMatteis, fighting for the puck along the boards. McCain tries to clear the zone, unable to do so. And finally, Elkin sends it in deep. And oh, we've got 2 players going down, but no whistle.
I don't think we've seen a penalty yet in this game.
No penalty yet. Hope we're not jinxing it by saying that. Oh, and a long wrister from outside the zone. That looks like that was by Emily Jakes. And Griswold smothers it. And we'll have a face-off. Yeah, again, a very nice, clean game. I'm sorry to hear about some of the bad stuff happening last weekend, but this game is hard fought. I mean, these gals are playing pretty hard. Of course, they can't do full body checks, but boy, they're putting the muscle into everything else.
You know, and when you don't see penalties, it's just a testament to how clean and how good the game is. I mean, it's also a show of the skill from both teams that's on display.
Absolutely. Nice little drop by Caps to Cruikshank. Doesn't quite make it. Nice defense by CSU. Puck ends up in the corner. Nice centering pass there by Michael. She's right there, but she can't get all of her stick on it. And it's going to bounce back. Now it's going to be a race between Stevenson and DeMatteis. DeMatteis managed to poke it towards the goal, and Griswold decides that she's got company, so she puts a glove on it and holds it.
That was an unbelievable pass in the corner there from, I believe, what did you say, it was Hansen who made that pass? I mean, unbelievable. Or maybe Michael, I'm not sure who it was, but in the corner down there in the Colorado State zone, there was a Ute pinned up along the boards, and it was a perfect saucer pass as she was getting hit to the boards. Really nice pass. It got picked off, but still almost right to the tape of one of her teammates. That's a desperation mode pass right there. And that's how you know the skill of a player is that you can make those passes even in tough situations.
All right, and here comes Cruikshank. She goes across the line with a hard wrister that goes wide. And again, the confidence in knowing that when you make that backhanded no-look pass, your teammate's going to be there where they're supposed to be in that spot.
Right.
All right, here we go. Cruikshank again carries across the blue line from the circle. Nice high shot. Reese has it all the way. She gloves it.
See, that's also part of it, too, because when you make a pass like that from the corner where you're getting hit hard, you expect that someone's there to receive that pass. Now, that's obviously within reason. You know, you're not going to make a bad pass and say, well, you should have had it. I mean, that still exists. But when you're on a team surrounded by skill, when you're a player like Hansen, when you could just maybe make a drop-off pass like that, you have a feel for where your players are and the way the strategy's going to where you can make those passes and make those fancy plays, and it works out in the end because the skill level of the entire squad is there.
And Hansen is one of those talented freshmen, the new blood that we've been talking about that has come and joined the team and really helped prop up the veterans who have been playing here.
I mean, the freshmen on this team after 4 years of, hopefully staying here and playing here, I can't help but think about the future for this Utah women's team. I mean, right now they're still a very talented team, but in 3 years, watch out. I mean, watch out if you're ASU and in WWCHL, but also watch out if you're in the women's one level of the ACHA, because this team can be very dangerous.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Brooks is fighting for it along the boards. She loses the handle on it. Blaha picks it up, sends it into the Utah zone. But Howell is there to send it back out. And it ends up neutral zone. Here goes Litzinger. She's got a chance, but she doesn't really have any help. It's 1-on-5. So CSU picks it up, and they start to break out the other way. Blaha loses it in the neutral zone. Utah recovers. Hendry passes up. Plyer does get a stick on it, so it's not going to be icing. It just ends up in the corner in the back. Elkin tries to clear the zone. Unable to do it. Hendry sends it back. Plyer's there to pick it up in the corner. Nice cycle we got going along the boards here by Utah. And Hendricks with a wrister, and man, I think Reese misplayed that one. She did not want to kick that puck in the direction it went. She wanted it off in the other corner. But nonetheless, doesn't go in. Got a little lucky on that one. Easterday picks it up behind her own net. Sends it up to Blaha. Fighting for it in the corner there with Hendry. Puck finally squirts out behind the net. And Elkin picks it up. She tries to send it out the other way. And she does manage to clear, she does manage to clear the zone. And here comes Blaha. She's got a chance, but the puck gets away from her and Hansen picks it up. Hansen looking for teammate. Oh, and a nice interception there by the CSU player. That was DeMatisse. Hansen picks up the rebound. She carries across the blue line. Nice wrister from the circle. Goes wide. Cruikshank is there for the rebound. She does a little fancy skate and gets around her defender. Nice backhander. Gets away from Reese. She makes a save, but I think she wanted to hang on to that one. Puck still in the corner. Cruikshank. Nice wrister from the point by Stevenson. Ends up behind the net. Centering pass. Great centering pass by Cruikshank. Goes through a bunch of bodies, and CSU finally managed to clear the puck out of zone. Cruikshank still got it. She's got help. She's got support. Gracie Capps is there. This is a powerful duo. Oh, a little bit of a miss pass there, and they end up offside. So Gracie Capps and Cruikshank, I was really looking forward to the passing back and forth between the two of them, but poor Gracie Capps got a little bit, not enough stick, the heel of her stick on it, so instead we have an offside.
Yeah, just the little things like that are what caused the offsides whistle to blow, and you can see what they're trying to do. It just didn't quite work.
Didn't quite gel.
Sometimes nothing looks like the things you draw up in your head sometimes.
Nothing is as easy as you expect.
Yeah. Even though some of these players, though, like going back, just transitioning, perfect segue into Grace Cruikshank's little dance there about a minute or two ago. I mean, she just makes the game look easy, and it's not easy, folks.
No.
I mean, when she does that, you're like, wow, like that's unbelievable. But it's like not easy for her to do that. I mean, that's just how good of a player she is.
Such a good stick handler, such a good skater. She looks like people are standing still. It's amazing.
Yeah, she makes good players look like they're bad. I mean, that's what great players do. And like we can dive into like what that does for the team around you, as we were talking about earlier. But just like it's amazing.
All right, so CSU sends the puck in a little too deep. We're going to have icing. They're going to come back to the other end of the rink. 6:30 in the second period. Utah still leads 3-1.
Yeah, good thing Grace Cruikshank isn't a senior leaving, because
again, it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to her and Hansen really starting to gel as a line.
Her and Capps as well as a player that I've been
Gracie
pleasantly surprised with. And also, I mean, Griswold, take a look at what she's done the last couple of games. I know you had the stat line out here. I think it was something like 150 goals against average and a 950 save percentage against Arizona State. If you would have told her this past October that she would do that, she might not even believe you. And not because, she's not confident or anything, but that is just unbelievable.
All right, a little bit of a scrum in front of the goal. Griswold makes a save. Griswold has actually an interesting story. She was a very highly ranked high school player. She got a concussion, so she retired. And that was a few years ago, and then she decided she wanted to come back and play, so she approached the team, and they watched her and said, yeah, please sign up, and they signed her. So, and she's loving it. She's loving it. She really missed the game more than she expected, and she's just loving it.
And she's been playing well. She played against the top 10 team in the ACHA and held them to a 150 goals against and almost had herself a shutout. She had herself actually a regulation shutout against Arizona State. Like I said, you could even argue it's not really her fault for that last goal.
Oh, my goodness. Big scrum in front of the net. Puck is still loose, and finally the referee blows the whistle, and I think we got a little lucky on that one because it wasn't actually underneath anybody. It just squirted out. He lost sight of it, blew the whistle. I guess CSU got lucky the first period. We got ours this time because it was still squirting loose. But, yeah, Griswold has been fun to watch, and, we are blessed with two very talented goalies on this women's team because Sarah Olsen's no slouch either.
I mean, they basically have this exact same stat line. I mean, Olsen's goals against 280 to Griswold's 277.
I think Griswold's just kind of riding the hot streak right now.
Right, and they both have an 890 save percentage. So I mean, it's just Griswold's the hot hand right now, and you roll with the hot hand in the
And Sarah Olsen is also another freshman.
So this team has got a lot of skill on it for some years to come. And, just watching them gel and having now an off season to after, when you bring in a team of a lot of new players, you don't really know how that's going to end up. You had they had all of last offseason to prepare and the COVID pause, but now that they've played games together and know how the ACHA functions and the level that they're playing against, this offseason they're going to grow a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if you coming out to the Salt Lake Sports Complex and watch these girls play in next October, that there'd be like a night and day difference even now when they're playing really good hockey.
Well, and don't forget, Braden Yo was the assistant coach that first year. This is her first year as head coach. So again, these are gals who haven't played together much before, and they're working on a new system under Braden Yo.
Right, and she's brought a really good system here to the Utes.
What a level of skills and professionalism and competition she's brought to the team.
Talk about a student of the game, Braden Yo. I mean, she's very smart-minded coach, and you could tell. I mean, you could just tell what she might not have been. She doesn't have an ASU juggernaut of a team that can compete with perennial contenders, and just like what's going on with this team under her is really special to watch. And it's, I mean, she didn't just tell these players to go out and play hard. And
is it in deep? Hansen picks it up, skates behind her own net, starting the breakout. Up to Burns. Burns carries across the neutral zone. Caps fighting for it along the boards. And Bai scoops it up. She's got Tori with her. And she sends it all the way across to Pimentel, sends it in deep, and Utah goes for a line change. Easterday picks it up, and whoa, Plyer skates in there for an opportunity, and Reese has to cover it up. So Plyer kind of skated in from nowhere because she realized the puck was kind of loose, and she tried for a quick backhander. Didn't quite have the room for it, but she did force them into a face-off.
And going back to that conversation we just had about the coaching staff and Braden Yo, the Midwesterner in me kind of wants to pump my chest out a little bit and say, look at how much Utah hockey has grown when they've brought in Midwestern people to lead the program.
That's right.
And even the GM, AJ from Minnesota, right? So the upper Midwest, and they're all, you got to bring hockey people in to make a hockey team good, and that's what Utah has done here. They're bringing in people from the state of hockey up there in Minnesota, and I mean almost in the entirety of the coaching staff from both teams is from Minnesota or from east of here.
Well, in fact, Morgan Feeney's father, who is an assistant coach, is from BC, Canada.
Okay, so
and he was actually a recognized player in his youth. I can't remember
for hockey as well. I mean, all of Canada,
particularly
obviously.
Youth hockey.
But BC, it's they got a lot going for them up there. The WHL and obviously the Vancouver Canucks, the Calgary Flames. There's just a lot of growth up there. And I was just saying, Utah's bringing in the right.
Utah hockey president AJ Bolden made sure to staff enough coaches for the team. So we have a women's team, we have a head coach, we have an assistant coach, and we have a goalie coach. I don't know
staffing, but then again, you go back to not only is the staffing sufficient, but it's pretty darn good staffing.
It's very darn good. Everybody's CV is high quality.
Right. I mean, not only did Utah hockey go out and get people to fill the position, but they got the right people to fill the position, and that makes a big difference going forward.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not saying that hasn't been the case here, in this program. I'm just saying that these hires they have now are fantastic hires, and I mean, even in one season, the differences that you're seeing are monumental.
I think it's just part of the natural evolution of an organization that's thriving.
Right.
You slowly are able to add more staff. You're slowly able to add more resources. You're slowly able to develop a team. And then, the word starts getting out. That helps your recruiting. Then you start building a better base.
You turn heads. I mean, and you know what? Then you're in a season like these girls are for Utah hockey, where they're a team that's like, they picked up some good recruits. They'll be okay. And then you go play ASU the way you did, and then everyone's like, okay, we're paying attention to you now.
Yeah, right.
We know who you are, and we're our heads are now turned, and you have our attention.
You have our attention. Exit period, but the second.
I mean, these games are going by really fast. Like, I mean, with no penalties and not many whistles, this game has been rolling right along. Might as well be the first period.
It's been such a pleasure to watch. It's so rewarding too to see women.
Women's hockey is just it's a game that deserves a lot more respect than it gets in the United States. And even in Canada too. Just watching, the ACHA Women's 1 level, there's quality hockey being played. I guarantee you, wherever you're watching this from, there's quality women's hockey being played in your city. You just don't know about it. And once you do.
Deflected by Griswold as we run down the final seconds of the second period. One more chance for a quick breakaway. Hansen doesn't have much time. She's going to have to shoot. and she ends up behind the net with Harcrow, and that's going to end the second period. Utah and CSU head to the lockers with Utah leading CSU 3-1 in the second.
You know, they got the 2-goal lead. They've settled down. Like I said, they're getting a little bit more calm and composed. There's not as much of a sense of urgency right now. But I really do think, you know, if you take a look at or you can't see the bench right now, you're seeing the players walk off the ice, but Braden Yo and Rodney Stead are kind of having a little bit of a chat, and they're kind of saying, you know, we like what we see, but we want a little bit more of that. We want them to put this game away. You know, I think that's what they're going to go into the locker room and say right now. I think Braden Yo is going to say, girls, let's put this away. Let's seal the deal. Let's go to the playoffs. Let's get this over with. We'll have a game tomorrow. We'll skate a little bit.
And they have to be thinking goal differential as well.
Right. That's also a good point as well. I actually didn't even think about that. Right. So that, you know, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they go in there and say, foot on the gas pedal.
Take a little more, few more chances to get the puck in the net.
Right. You know, like against, you know, teams that might not be as talented, you say, oh, pass the puck around a little bit and try and focus on drawing up the right play. But I think they're going to go and say, you know, leashes off, foot on the gas pedal, and let's make a push. Let's make our presence be known, and let's clinch a playoff spot, and let's be happy we did it. And I think that's the strategy going into the third period. If you're Utah, if you're CSU, you're down 2. This game is nowhere near out of reach. And basically,
no, 2-goal difference.
Right. I mean, you could get those back. I mean, we saw them get a goal back very quickly, and they can very well just win the faceoff like they did after Utah scored that one time at center ice and get 1 goal back. And I mean, you never know that could be CSU come out of the gates and then they get another one. And it's tied up.
Which is probably what they're talking about.
Right. That's what they're talking about right now. They're saying, hey, if you want to go to the playoffs, make it happen. Make it happen right now. These are the classic miracle-like. If hopefully you get my reference there with miracle-like with Herb Brooks, but these are the speeches that you give right now, and you say, "It's do or die."
Or the Las Vegas Knights. You mentioned the Knights, the Golden Knights.
But we'll see. We'll see how this third period comes. It's been a fun game so far, and we have lots more action to go. I wouldn't leave this broadcast quite yet. Yeah. Stay tuned. Don't touch that remote.
All right, we'll be back, folks.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home.
Welcome to game day fun.
Anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear.
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports. Welcome to world-class research.
Welcome to the arts.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to the bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade in fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab it, walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab it, walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that. I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? Shh. I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
This is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts. So instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a Snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to game day fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Sea of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the art.
have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water
Welcome to new
meets the
friends.
sun. We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
spacing out. All right, we are back. Welcome back, folks. The final period in this clincher game, as I've said before, we've talked about it. Utah and CSU battling for that 4th and final spot at the WWCHL tournament. And the winner, if Utah wins, they will qualify. If Utah, for example, were to lose both games this weekend, CSU would get there. But right now, I think the other thing that Utah needs to consider besides winning the game is perhaps changing their seeding at the tournament by scoring goals and moving up enough in the ranks.
Right.
Right now, as it stands, I believe they would end up facing ASU in that first game of the tournament if they qualify today.
Which obviously you don't want to have to play the best team, but the way these girls have been playing today and the way they played ASU last weekend, I feel like if you asked any girl on that team or even Rodney or Braden, they'd say, bring them on. Bring them on. We don't care who we're playing. We'll play any team, anywhere, any day.
There you go.
And we'll beat you at your own game.
And we are off. Final period in this pretty exciting, pretty competitive game, fast skating game. And Utah has the puck in the CSU zone. Nice little wrister by McCain, goes wide. Scooped up there by Howell. She sends it behind the net, picked up by Hansen. Hansen's going to try and look for somebody to center the pass to. Instead, she goes out to the point to Bai. Bai with a wrister. Ooh, goes just wide. McCain scoops it up, fighting for it along the puck, and then Plyer sends it along the boards. She goes into the corner. Oh, and then she sends a nice little centering attempt there, but stick deflected by Reese. And Hendricks sends it in deep, and Utah goes for a line change. Easterdace managed to clear it up out of the zone. Scrap for the puck in the neutral zone, and who's going to come up with it? We've got Utah and CSU fighting for it. Finally ends up in the corner. Stevenson, that looks like interference to me, but hey, no whistle. Oh, the arm is up. We do indeed have a delayed penalty. So the CSU player tied up Stevenson, and now we're going to have a penalty, our first one of the game, on interference, I'm sure, by CSU. Let's see who's
looks like it's going to be on Emily Jacquez.
Jakes.
I'm
sorry, yeah,
it's
interesting spelling. Jakes.
But yes, I mean, that's actually, either or. I don't care if that's call on Utah or call or CSU. It doesn't matter who commits that play. But that's actually a really good call by the referee. It wasn't a blatantly obvious interference like we see sometimes with players getting hit, because it was actually a little bit of a sneaky, smart play by Jax there. She actually lost an edge. She slid all the way to the corner, and I don't know what they're getting the penalty up on the scoreboard, but she was being pretty crafty. She slid into the corner, and then she had an opportunity to keep I looked like Stevenson from getting to the puck, so she kind of put her body right in front of it. It was very subtle, almost a very smart hockey play, but the referee was watching, and unfortunately,
and she kind of fell down like she was losing a blade or something.
Right. So she goes to the sin bin.
For 2 minutes, Utah on the power play. On the power play, it's Hendricks, Hansen, Cruikshank, and Plyer and Caps. Very powerful squad out there for this power play. And puck still in. A nice slapper from the high slot by Hendricks. Ends up behind the net. 1:22 left in the power play for Utah. Oh, nice one-timer by Hansen, but it goes a little bit wide. Might have been deflected partially by the CSU defender. That would have been Watler getting her stick in there. Another nice wrister by Hendricks, goes wide. Hendricks recovers the rebound, ends up in the corner. And that looks like Easterday finally clears it around the boards for CSU, but Cruikshank is there to scoop it up. She sends it in across. Nice little centering pass, goes all the way through. And CSU managed to get it clear, and that looks like DeMatisse. She carries it across the blue line herself, but she doesn't have any help. And here comes Utah. It's Cruikshank. She's looking for a center pass. She's got Michael waiting there in the crease. She's cycling around, looking for something to pass to. 30 seconds left in this power play. Stevenson tries to get a shot off, but is deflected by Harcrow. Stevenson gets another chance. Oh, and she loses the handle on it, and the puck comes out. 19 seconds left in the power play. Cruikshank carries across the blue line herself. Skates it into the corner. She's looking for somebody to cycle to. Up to Stevenson at the point. Stevenson sends it back to Cruikshank. Cruikshank to Plyer. I'm sorry, to Howell. And then seconds counting down. Stevenson with a long wrister from the point. And Reese gloves it, and we're going to have a face-off, and the penalty runs out, so both teams are now back to full strength. So Utah unsuccessful in the power play, in scoring a goal on the power play. We're back to 5-on-5. 16:54 in the third period.
I believe that was the first penalty of the game as well.
Yeah.
Took us till the third period to get us there, but.
And a fairly subtle, as you mentioned, subtle one.
Wasn't even, like I could actually even see, I mean, that was the textbook definition of interference, playing the body instead of the puck. But if it wasn't called, I could see it.
Oh, nice little chance for Brooke Burns there on the rebound. Nice pad save by Reese. Puck stays in, McCain to Burns. Burns centering pass goes all the way through. Bai's got to chase it into the corner. She's looking for someone to pass through. And the puck gets away. Hendry was a little bit out of position at the blue line, so it trickles into the Utah zone. She sends it back up, gets past Litzinger. And we're going to have offsides. Puck kind of bounced out into neutral zone. Litzinger sent it back in a little bit too quick. So it'll be offsides. 16:14 left in the game. Shots on goal now kind of getting even up now. Looks like it's good. It's 28 shots on goal for Utah and 20 for CSU. The big difference, of course, being that 3 of them went in the goal for Utah, only 1 for CSU. All right. Bai sends it along behind the net to Pimentel. Pimentel and Plyer fighting for it in the corner. Back behind the net. Howell there, try and pick it up. Squirts out into the center, but gets back in. Torrey fighting for it. Pimentel fighting for it. DeMatteis and Torrey fighting for it in the corner there. Finally, Plyer picks it up. She skates it across the neutral zone herself and sends it in deep and chases after it. Looks like Hansen's going to get there first of CSU, but Ply's there to try and stop that wrap around the boards. So Hansen sends it the other way. And it gets by Mika Gordon and ends up in the Utah zone. Torrey trying to clear it out. Hendry finally does clear it out, and here we go. It's going to be a race. And who better to take it on than Hansen, but she gets tied up at the blue line. And it bounces off her chest. She almost had a chance for it to end up on her feet, but it ends up in the neutral zone. Michaels trying to keep it in. Cruikshank managed to poke it loose. Puck still in the Utah zone, and finally it gets cleared out. Now Weaver's got a chance. She starts something in the neutral zone. To Caps. Caps carries across the blue line, skates through the circle, looking for a centering pass. Cruikshank is right there if she can get the pass through. Can't quite do it. Caps picks it up, tries to send it along the boards, gets by Cruikshank and ends up getting scooped up by Easterday. Still unable to clear it out of the zone though. Howell sends it back in. Stevenson sends it back in. And Pimentel's back there to pick it up. She sends it up to Cruikshank. Cruikshank skates across her own blue line through the neutral zone, carries across the blue line in CSU territory, sends it along the corner. She's got 2-on-1. She finally managed to get it out, but it gets poked loose. Stevenson tries to keep it in. Here comes CSU. It's Swanson and can't quite see her number. Looks like that's Blaha. Blaha ends up in the corner, sends it back to Swanson. Swanson to Harcrow. Harcrow and Stevenson fighting for it behind the net. Caps comes in to help. Meltz comes in to help of CSU, and then a one-time slapper from the point. Bounces off somebody's body. And here comes Caps. She tries to carry it across the blue line, but she is unable to do it. Gets poked loose. Here comes Harcrow. She carries it on along the blue line herself. Sends it in deep behind the net. Pimentel recovers. Sends it up to Stevenson. Stevenson looking to start something for her own zone. Gets poke check loose. And finally it does clear the Utah zone, so CSU has to come out and regroup. Easterday to number 8, that is Jakes. And Jakes sends it out to Watler. Out to DeMatteis. She carries across the blue line herself. She's got support there from Jakes, who's waiting for a pass, but unable to center the pass. Stays in the Utah zone. DeMatteis again. She's in the middle slot. Bounces off of Hansen, who skates right in front of her. Hansen then sends it in deep and then skates after herself. Gets around her defender. Now she skates it into the corner. Through the circle. Centering pass. High slot. Nice one-timer by Pimentel. Nice save by Reese. Another centering pass, bunch of bodies in the front, and 3 Utah players and only 2 CSU defenders. Oh, no, there's 3. It's 3 on 3. Reese makes a save. 12 minutes, 34 seconds in the third period. Utah still leading 3-1.
I'm not sure why, but in that circumstance, if we were watching a men's Division I game, we'd be here for a couple more minutes trying to figure out
dance.
People who are fighting and everything. In the women's game, you don't see it as much, which, a lot of people are like, oh, I love fighting in hockey. And, obviously it is what it is. It's fun to watch sometimes. But when it's after all the whistles, it gets a little bit annoying. But these women, they're, let's get down to business. Let's play hockey. Let's not focus on, post-whistle play. And that's
drop the puck.
That's one of my favorite things about the women's game is that they're just more interested in playing the game itself than playing the game outside of the game.
Right, and the physical part comes in within the while the puck's live. Nice save by Griswold. She has to handle a couple of rebounds. Puck got away from her, but then she decides to squeeze it. We're going to have a face-off. I think Utah's defense kind of broke down a little bit there. Griswold kind of left out to dry, but she makes a very nice save on 2 shots, 1 and then the follow-up rebound. And we have 12:08 left in the period.
You can see Griswold there with her green and white pads and her plain white helmet. We're got to get her some
I was thinking
Utah
some
colored
red and
gear.
white pads.
Yeah, it's got to get her a cool custom mask maybe, just
there
like
you go.
Anderson
Yeah,
does.
like Landon Anderson. Ask him where he got his done.
I mean, I'd be willing to do it for a charge of $5. I can do my
$5.
Do my best impression of the University of Utah logo with a Sharpie on that white goalie mask, but I think she'd want something a little bit cooler than that.
She might want something just a little bit more stylish than that. All right, still fighting for the puck behind the Utah net. Finally, Caps picks it up. She's got plenty of support. Looks like it's going to be Michael and Cruikshank. Whoop, and the puck gets away from him. Oh, but Cruikshank's not going to give up on it. She's going after it. She managed to control the puck. She's going to go for a centering pass. Nice poke check there by Elkin to get the puck away from her own goalkeeper. Pimentel up to Cruikshank. Cruikshank's got Caps trailing. She skates around 1 and then goes for a wrist shot from the middle slot. Nice save by Reese. Puck still in the CSU zone, and then we're going to have a delayed penalty, and it's going to be hooking on one of the CSU players. Griswold almost made it to the bench to give us a man advantage, but the whistle was called too soon.
And that's an example of where a penalty is taken because you were out of position and you were not playing the game the way it should have been played. Colorado State made a bad change there. They did have their defenders back, which is obviously the most important thing when the other team's knocking on the door. They made a bad offensive change, which forced them to be on their heels. And the hooking penalties happen when you're behind the play and you're caught, not moving your feet. You're caught out of position, and that's a definition right there of taking a penalty of trying to keep up with your team after a bad change.
And that is an excellent, excellent definition, Patrick, of the difference between the kinds of penalties that happen. Some of them are kind of oops.
Right. I mean, obviously, goaltender interference is what it is. I mean, whatever. Unsportsmanlike conduct is what it is. But hooking, sometimes even slashing, tripping, these types of penalties happen when you catch yourself out of position, making fundamental mistakes. Right, yeah, right. Trying to make up for it, or just making fundamental mistakes is in a bad change at the wrong time, which could be a coaching thing, or getting yourself out of position, not moving your feet, not staying on your man or your woman, whatever game you're playing. And the penalty you see right there, that's just being caught out of position and a fundamental error.
All right, so we are 56 seconds left in the Utah power play. Utah unable to convert so far. Hansen carries across the blue line, still skating 5-on-4. Out to Stevenson. At the point, she sends it across to Hendricks. Hendricks tries with a one-timer, goes wide, or maybe Reese got a piece of that. Puck stays in. Stevenson sends it back around the boards into the corner. And Utah a little bit late on picking that one up. It looks like somebody didn't go behind the net. Stevenson with a nice wrister right on target, but Reese is there to cover it up, and we're going to have a face-off in the CSU zone. 25 seconds left in the power play. Plenty of time to capitalize on the man advantage. And looks like the power play unit right now is Michael, Stevenson, By, Howell, and Cruikshank's going to take the face-off for Utah. Harcrow's going to take the face-off for CSU. Utah controls. Oh, Stevenson kind of loses the handle on that pass, that shovel pass, and it ends up going deep into the Utah zone. Of course, no icing because they are a man down. Bai picks it up to Cruikshank. Cruikshank through the neutral zone, up to Michael. Nice passing pattern going on. They're running out of time though. Bai's got it at the point. She sends it up to Michael. I'm sorry, to Cruikshank. Cruikshank skates it across and takes the last high slot shot, and we are back to even strength. The CSU player heads straight for the bench and brings out a fresh pair of legs. Utah still controls in the CSU zone. Stevenson at the point, all the way across to Bai. Oh, nice poke check there by Meltz. Sent it away, but Utah does manage to keep it into the zone. Utah decides to go for a line change. That power play unit was out there for quite a long time. And CSU managed to clear the puck out of the zone. Bai picks it up. Tries to send it up to Pimentel, but it gets loose. And then Tori's there to try and deflect it. Bai picks it up again in neutral zone. Oh, and it just gets past Pimentel. She couldn't quite get the blade down in time, and the puck ends up deep in the CSU zone, and we're going to have icing. I thought she actually had a piece of that, but I guess not. 8:20 left in the game in this third period. Utah leads CSU 3-1. I'm not seeing the quality shots on goal that we saw in the first two periods. So definitely less urgency, I think, by both teams, actually.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that CSU is not putting more of an effort forth here. I mean, this could be the last.
It's kind of do or die for them.
Oh, actually, do or die right for the postseason. They still have tomorrow's game against Utah. Then actually Utah goes to play them in Fort Collins next weekend. So these two teams will see a lot of each other over the next couple of days, or I guess I should say week. But I mean, for their season being on the line, you can't really notice that if you look at the way Colorado State's playing.
Oh, Bai tries a little bit of a skate by, but she loses a blade and can't get much oomph on that puck. And here comes CSU. Jakes with a wrister that bounces off somebody's shin guard. Hansen picks it up, skates it up herself. Oh, and then she cycles around. She's looking to start a breakout. A nice cross pass to Brooks. Brooks is going to skate it. Oh, not going to skate it. She's going to send it in deep, and Utah's going to go for a line change. Apologies, that was Bai, not Brooks. Seeing things now. Hansen picks it up. Nice little drop pass to McCain, who sends it around the boards into the corner. Pliers in there, fighting for it along with Easterday. It pops out, and Howell's got a chance at it, but then nice defense by Hansen of CSU to poke it away. Easterday again tries to clear the puck. Meeker Gordon tries to clear the zone. Utah managed to keep it in. It's going to be Hansen and Plier going for it in the corner. Oh, and the puck gets by both of them. Taylor's back there trying to get the puck out of the zone, and it looks like Utah's barely able to keep it in. Howell goes down. She gets low. She gets almost like, what's that tackle is what? She gets her feet cut from under her, but no penalty. And Michael with an interception on a broken pass.
I think clothespin is the word you were looking for there.
Clothesline?
Yeah.
But it was a low, she got her feet cut out from under her. All right, here comes Caps. Nice shot from the middle slot. Oh, and Reese is losing the puck. It's a big scrum, and then she wisely covers it up. Oh, and that's got to be a penalty after the whistle. So it looks like CSU is getting a little frustrated. And that will be number 25. I think that's 25, right?
29.
Oh, 29. Okay, so that's Easterday. Goes into the box for 2 minutes. I did not see the hand signal, but it came after the whistle, so I'm going to guess it's roughing.
Roughing, most likely.
And I think maybe CSU is feeling a little frustrated at this point.
This is when it's starting to settle in a little bit. Nothing's really going their way. This has just kind of been a, stagnant third period of just kind of like action here, action there, both sides. No clear, better team really, but.
So Utah goes to their third power play of the game. Let's see if they can convert on this one. Oh, nice centering pass by Caps, and Cruikshank surprisingly kind of loses the handle on it. I'm sorry, that's not Cruikshank. That is Weber. I'm sorry, Weber. I'm so sorry, Ella. 2 Bs, Weber. All right, puck ends up deep in the Utah zone. Of course, no icing. Weber picks it up, starts the breakout, sends it up to Hansen. Hansen's got a lot of company, though, and then Weber picks up the loose puck. Here's herself across the blue line. One-timer, nice slapper. deflected by Reese. Another one. She picks up her own rebound, and Reese this time has to smother it. And now we got a little post whistle action.
Yeah, CSU was too happy there. Michael was crashing the net hard there, and she put on the brakes as Reese was covering that puck up. She was laying, face down.
Face down.
And Michael just let that snow spray right into Reese's face. And some CSU players took exception to that, and rightfully so.
And I would say that everybody was doing their job.
Right.
If you're a defender, you don't let people try and, intimidate or play those sorts of games on your goal. And, of course, if you're the attacker, you get right in there.
I mean, I feel like most levels, NHL and then through college, even in high school, that's got to be the number one thing that players like doing and like to get a little bit of a rise out of the other team is just spray the goaltender with snow whenever you can do that.
Absolutely. All right, Stevenson goes for a shot that goes wide, and then CSU managed to clear the zone, so Utah has to come all the way out and regroup. Oh, and then the crossing pass gets poke checked loose. So I think CSU is still defending similarly to before, but they've just kind of run out of gas on their offense. They're just not putting any offensive plays together right now.
And they need to find themselves right now. I mean, under 5 minutes to go in regulation time, and they're still down 2 goals, and they've been in the box quite a bit this period. I think this is their 3rd or 4th penalty they've taken.
I think all three of them happened this period because we commented on we'd had 2 periods of nothing.
I don't want to be the guy, but
I'll be the guy.
I won't be the guy, actually. I won't be the guy. Leave it at that. If what I'm thinking about happens, we'll talk about it after the game.
All right. We've got 4 minutes, 24 seconds left in the period. Just 2 seconds left in the penalty, so not much is going to happen. Tori's in there for Utah to take the face-off against Mazarek. Kazmarek, sorry, gal. All right. And the puck ends up in the Utah zone behind the net. And Hendry sends it up. Unable to clear the zone. She picks it up again. She's got wheels, so she's going to skate it across the neutral zone herself. Oh, nice little move to get by her defender, but then the puck ends up ahead of her, and she kind of loses the handle on it, and the puck ends up all the way into the boards. McCain to Burns. Burns tries a centering pass to Tori, who just loses the handle on it. Pimentel's there to try and keep it in unsuccessfully. Tori's trying to chase it down. And then here comes DiMattise, and she's going to skate it across up the slot. We got a defender on her. Nice defense by Utah. Oh, my goodness. Griswold makes a rare mistake. And, oh, my goodness. Taylor just missed getting that puck in the net. She's going to wish she had that one back. Big scrum in front of the net. Griswold falls on the puck. And we're still at 3-1. I don't know how that didn't go in.
Oh, my goodness. There were like 3 or 4 times that puck was within inches of being a goal.
I don't know how that didn't go in.
I don't know how that didn't go. Yeah, I honestly have no idea what just happened there.
If you're number 18, Jennifer Taylor of CSU, you want that one back because she had a wide open net and she just kind of mishandled the shot.
And that would be a literal game changer if that goes in for the Rams.
That would have been 1 goal difference with 3.5 minutes left. Plenty of time to tie it up.
Right. That's a heartbreaking set of events there for CSU. You got to find a way to convert on that. But Griswold getting all the head taps after that, and rightfully so.
Yeah, she definitely saved the Utes bacon. All right, here comes Hal. She tries to send it up, and she does, into the zone, but she's kind of by herself. Ends up in the corner. Pliers there to try and stop the puck along the board. She sent it back into the corner. Hal's got to chase it down. She's there with Harcrow fighting for it. Ends up all the way to the other side. Meltz retrieves it. She starts a break out of her own. Up to Harcrow. Harcrow sends it in, but there's nobody there in front of her, so then it gets cleared out. Hal sends it in deep again. Ooh, kind of a late hit there, but no penalty again. Ooh. Hansen makes a rare misplay on that puck behind the net. And then CSU capitalizes on, we've got a penalty, and boy, that's going to be tripping. That was a bad mistake by Utah. And I believe that's going to be Hansen. Yep.
That's what I was talking about. I was going to say, is Utah going to go the whole game without taking the penalty? But I didn't say it, so it's not my fault. But Utah gets a penalty. And
Hansen, just like you said, Hansen got caught on the wrong side of that one. She was not in position and made a mistake, stuck her stick out, and now she goes in for 2 minutes. Almost last 2 minutes of the game.
And this is CSU's going to take their timeout.
Smart move.
Smart move, and
by head coach Troy Watts.
This is it right here. You get a power play, 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the game. You got a power play, chance to get one back, and this is now if you want to play the what if game, this is when that play about a minute or two ago really would have helped big time. It would have taken the load off of the Rams' shoulders if they would have had
And I think it'll be interesting to see if CSU takes a chance and in the last minute they pull the goalie to give themselves an extra man on the power play.
Honestly, I think it kind of depends. They haven't really been able to have extended zone time. Yeah, but you know what? If they're able to get some of that on this power play, I wouldn't be surprised. You got to think about it at least.
It would be all the marbles, right? I mean, This is like one of those do or die because with a 2-minute penalty, there's only 41 seconds after that left in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not surprised. Like in games where your season is on the line, you notice, and I have not really noticed from Colorado State. I just haven't. And maybe that's testament to how well Utah's been playing, but usually when a team's in desperation mode for their season, you see more of a push than you're seeing from Colorado State right now.
And so Utah clears the puck all the way down. Our penalty killing unit on the ice right now for the Utes is Crookshank, Caps, McCain, and Howell. And we almost get a chance at a shorthanded goal. Another chance as Crookshank sends it in, and Reese is forced to cover it up. So as you said, CSU is having trouble taking advantage of the man advantage, taking advantage of the woman advantage.
I mean, as you see right here, I mean, you can't pull your goaltender if Utah is knocking on the door.
Right, taking shots on goal. Howell with a shot on goal. Nice save by Reese. Easterday trying to clear the zone, and literally you wouldn't know that Utah's got a player down just by watching the play that's going on right now.
All right, yeah, CSU, it's not sure if they're tired or whatever it is, but Utah's clearly taking advantage.
So Crookshank with a shot on goal from the circle. She had 3 defenders in her way, and she still got the shot off. And now here comes Hargrove of CSU. She goes for a shot that goes way wide. And the puck is still in there. Bunch of players on both teams fighting for it. It finally pops loose. And Elkin's got to go and retrieve it in her own zone. She's trying to start something. She sends it up to DeMatisse, who carries it across the line. But, boy, she's got company. Pliers just as big and strong as she is. And she sends them into the corner. And now they're fighting for the puck. 43 seconds left in the power play for CSU. Utah sends it along the boards up to Hal. And Hal just sends it all the way to the other end. CSU is really running out of time. 33 seconds left in the penalty. A minute 9 left in the period. Howell managed to keep it in the CSU zone, and finally CSU has a chance here. But then they lose it in the neutral zone. Jakes is trying to start something. She finally sends up to Swanson, sends it in deep, but nobody's back there to chase. Got 10 seconds left in the penalty. Utah recovers. Sends it along the boards. Elkin tries to send it back, and then here it goes. That's it. Penalty's over. Both teams back to 5, full strength, 5-on-5. 38 seconds left in the period. Clock is winding down. Crookshank picks it up in the CSU zone, skates around circle, goes for a high wrister. Nice save by Reese. She looked a little screen on that one. That was an excellent save by Reese.
Well, I mean, it's not over till the fat lady sings, but she's tuning up.
Yeah, she is.
It's 30 seconds to go, and CSU's down 2. I mean, it's a tough time to come back from 2 goals right now, especially when Utah's been taking over in your own zone. But, you know, Utah's just got to put it to bed and move on to tomorrow night's game.
Yeah, and maybe it's my imagination, but I think maybe CSU is just kind of looking like they're running out of gas.
It looks like they're running out of gas. Looks like they're tired. It just doesn't, you know, I don't want to say they didn't come to play today, but definitely evident that, you know, maybe Colorado last weekend gave them a little bit of a struggle and that they're a little bit tired from last weekend.
All right, and the puck ends up going all the way to the other end. We're going to have icing with 6.5 seconds left in the period. It's going to come back into the CSU zone, and I imagine we're just going to have a face-off, and if Utah gets the puck, they're just going to play a little keep away and run the clock down.
Well, I mean, there you have it. 2 consecutive seasons, Utah heading to the WWCHL playoffs, and very well done for the Utes, and very impressive.
And that's going to do it. The puck ends up loose, and it might be icing. It's going to be a race between the puck crossing the goal line and the whistle, and that's the horn sounds. And Utah wins, beating CSU 3-1. Congratulations to the Utah Utes women's team. They are going to be heading to the WWCHL tournament in Oceanside, Tempe, Arizona, in about a week, I believe.
Actually, I think you're right. The WWCHL championships are listed for 18 through 20 of February, even though it says Utah's playing at Colorado State next weekend. So that's got to be wrong, and the playoffs are next weekend. So yeah, next weekend the playoffs down in Tempe, Arizona, hosted by Arizona State University. Utah has punched their ticket, and it's been a really good game for them. I mean, just really exciting for this team to, you could say, hey girls, we've never missed the playoffs in franchise history.
And congratulations again to our seniors, Brooke Burns, Katie Plyer, Kate Michael, and Allie Litzinger for their, this is going to be a great way to end your senior year, your career here as a Utah Ute, is heading to the tournament, postseason tournament.
You got one more game here on home ice, your last game at home ice in a Utah uniform tomorrow night. Make it count, and then you can go win yourself some hardware in the WWCHL playoffs, and then who knows? The ACHA
could be
playoffs.
St. Louis next.
Yep, they could be moving on to St. Louis. You never know, but Utah, definition of getting hot at the right time, playing a great weekend against Air Force, and then Arizona State, and now off to a great start against Colorado State. This is when you want to get hot, folks. This is the home stretch.
All right, folks. Well, thanks again for joining us. Stay tuned. Men's action, D1 men, they're going to take on I've already forgotten.
Oklahoma, University of
Oklahoma for a conference game. They are in a similar situation where they need wins and points to qualify for nationals. Should be a lot of fun. We'll see you in a little bit.